my friends. So I am going to come in a little hot here. And for those of you that don't know, I presented yesterday at World Tour, and that was a really big deal for me. That was achieving a dream of mine. I think, okay, I can't tell if this just started or if it's going. But anyways, hey guys, I'm coming in hot. Um, I have some things that I need you to hear. I need you to listen to this. No matter where you are in your business or what you're doing, just come back to this. Hashtag replay if you're not watching it live. Just listen up. So, yesterday I presented at World Tour. On stage, I was one of 3 people out of 550 people in that entire room that presented. And that was a dream of mine. I've wanted to do that since spring of 2015. We are going on 9 years since I've wanted to do that, and I finally made it happen. And I spent a lot of time reflecting on that today. I journaled about it. I talked to my best friend about it. We chatted. And Nicole, so those of you that know Nicole Atnip, she sees the Scentsy side of things. She's not with Scentsy anymore, but, we talked about a lot of Scentsy things, and she said, you need to share this. So here we are, and I want to give a little PSA. I love you guys. Everything I say is going to come at you with nothing but love. So I hope that you can receive this as nothing but love. But you're probably going to hear something you don't want to hear. So just FYI, I want you to be open-minded. Now, I have been very guilty of living with expectations. For example, I earned the Disney trip and I wanted to surprise my sister's kids with, hey, we're going to Disney. They've never been before. And lo and behold, my sister ruined the surprise. But she didn't tell me that she ruined the surprise and that the kids already knew. So I had this expectation in my head of how I was going to tell them, of how magical it was going to be, how they would react. I had this expectation that they were going to be really excited and so happy about it. And instead, they just kind of looked at me and smiled. And I was shattered. I was devastated. I was angry. I was like, how could you take this from me? I worked so hard for this. And they just don't care. I was mortified, right? And I was angry. All sorts of feelings. Now, that's one example, just to give you an idea, because I'm sure you've dealt with something similar. Now, when I had put this dream into place, I wanted to present at a world tour or some sort of Scentsy event. At that point, we were doing breakouts in separate rooms. I did not expect it to be on a live stage with 500 people. Now, again, as the years had gone by, I had this expectation of what that was going to feel like, what it was going to feel like training all of these people and impacting all of these lives. And I thought it was just going to be this magical thing. And as soon as it was done, I was going to feel like $1 million. And I had this expectation. And let me tell you, I didn't. I didn't feel like $1 million afterwards. It didn't live up to that expectation. And I want to dive into why, okay? So, as a child, so let me rewind. So, on my way down to World Tour, I listened to a podcast with Jamie Kern Lima by Ed Milet. And they were talking about her new book, Worthy. And she had shared that, she had broken up. She had grown up. She was adopted. And both of her adopted parents worked a lot. So, she spent a lot of time alone. And she always tried to earn their attention. And she thought that attention equals love and that achievement equals love, because when she achieved things, she got attention from her parents. And when her parents gave her attention, she thought that meant they loved her. You might be listening to this and that might be hitting you a little hard in the feels. That one hit me. And I, for the first time, was like, whoa, that's what that was? That's why I pushed myself so hard through school, through college, to be the biggest achiever, to be the highest seller in my other job, to earn all of the things that I've earned in Scentsy. That's why? Because I always thought that achievement meant love, because when I achieved things, I got attention. When I got attention, I felt like it was love, but it wasn't, because there was always some piece that was missing, right? And I've worked on myself a lot, and it's really important that you do that, even though it's hard. I learned the hard way that attention does not equal love, and you're always going to have that missing piece. So I did trainings. I did lots and lots and lots of online trainings. You probably watched a training that I've done, whether it's been on YouTube, in this group, on my Facebook profile, for Refresh, Refocus, Reimagine. I've done so many trainings, I've lost count of them completely. And I want you to know that every time I did a training, I have this desire to help others. I always have, and I truly believe it is my calling to help other people, right? And I don't think that's changed. But in my head, I had thought, because again, this was 9 years ago that I established this dream. I had thought that if I impacted enough people with my trainings, with whatever, that I would feel loved. And I thought, maybe the more people that I impacted, I would feel loved. Except each time I did a training, it didn't change. It didn't fill that empty spot that I had. Because, at first I did a small training for someone else's team. And I did one for a bigger team. And then for a bigger team. And then I went onto YouTube. And then you're reaching even more people. And then I started doing it in groups like this. And then I went to Refresh, Refocus, Reimagine. And then I went to the Thursday night shift, right? And as of yesterday, I did it in front of 550 people on a stage with a microphone live in front of Scentsy home office staff. And I'll tell you that still doesn't fill that missing piece. No matter how many people I impact, or no matter how many people watch my training, I still don't feel that same love that I thought I needed. And I've learned, because I've been working on myself, because I listen to self-development podcasts and read books, and I do those hard things, I've learned that missing piece is worthiness. Because you can be confident and you can be a high achiever and still not feel worthy. And I'll tell you, again, this was mentioned in Jamie Kern Lima's podcast, and it really opened my eyes to things. That worthiness, your worth is unwavering. Your worthiness, again, is unwavering. Your worth is a knowing, like for a fact, you have to believe it, that you are loved, that you belong, that you are accepted as your most authentic self. Who you are, not who you pretend to be, not who you show up as on social media, the ugly, the pretty, the in-betweens. You are worthy, you are loved. That is worthiness, okay? And until you fix your worthiness, until you work on that and learn it and say it, but you can't just say it. You have to believe it. Until you believe that you are worthy, no amount of training or achievements with Scentsy is going to fill that hole. Nothing is going to fix that, guys, because I went on that stage and I did that thing and I accomplished a dream, and you know what happened? I was just like, okay, that's it. That's all it was. It was wonderful. Don't get me wrong. I will absolutely take another opportunity to present with Scentsy because I think it's important to impact the lives of others, and I do still feel that is my calling. But I now view it as something, it's not meant to fill that hole. There's only one specific puzzle piece that fills that hole, and that is worthiness and learning to love yourself. You have to love yourself. No other people can love you for you. No achievement can fix that hole for you, okay? So if you are, though, someone that does want to help with Scentsy, I don't want you to wait to achieve that dream. I want you to start right now, okay? And I want you to do it scared. I want you to start sharing right now. Don't wait until Scentsy asks you, because Scentsy asking you to present at an event does not equal your worthiness. That has nothing to do with how good of a person you are or the quality of content you have to share. If I don't ask you to train for Refresh, Refocus, Reimagine, that again has nothing to do with your worth. It doesn't mean that you're any less of a trainer, any less of a person, or that the quality of what you train on is not great. It just means that that didn't align at that time. And if you can learn that worthiness in yourself, I promise it's going to change a lot of things. What I want you to do is I want you to start right now today. I want you to start training. Even if you've never done it before, even if you've stepped away and haven't done it in a while, I want you to start doing some sort of sharing or training. Maybe it's sharing in this group. Maybe it's a post. Maybe it's a live. Maybe it's a training. Maybe you start training your team. Maybe you create a YouTube channel and you start training there. No matter what it is, I want you to start doing that now. Start achieving that dream that you have to impact the lives of others, to train. Do it now. And the more you do it, the more you're going to hone in on that skill. So that when you are presented with that bigger opportunity, because you'll still have plenty of them, when you do get that bigger opportunity, you'll have honed that skill and you'll be better at it and more prepared. And if you keep working on your worthiness, by the time you get to this bigger opportunity, I promise that you are going to feel so much better. And I'm so glad that I was asked to present this year and not a few years ago when I really wanted to. Because a few years ago, if I would have trained right then, I would have been so disappointed. Because I would have thought that me training was going to fill that hole in my heart that could only be filled with me learning my worthiness. I would have done that training because I wanted to feel loved. But yesterday, I did that training and I removed myself from the situation. And I removed there was nothing for me to gain from this. And I presented from a place of just wanting to help people. I shared the story of the mountains, story of my mountains, the things that I overcame, my challenges, my hardships, the hard things that I went through, how I overcame them, how I climbed that mountain. The quote, I have it on my wall here: tell the story of the mountain you climbed, your words could become a page in someone else's survival guide. You've been through something in your Scentsy journey if you've made it this far. You have something to share. Something that you have done has gotten you to this point. So share that. What worked for you? Is it a post? Maybe it's as simple as a post. What did you post on your team page? What did you post with your customers? What are you doing in your VIP group? How are you following up? How are you doing parties? What kind of mail are you sending? What kind of voice messages are you sending? Share a screenshot of a conversation with your customers. How are you recruiting? How are you supporting your team members? What are you doing for onboarding? How are you making your team members loved and supported? Share any and all of those things. There is no share that is too small or too big. They are all wonderful and they are all worthy and they will all add value, even if no one likes it, even if no one comments. Because again, your worthiness does not come from how many likes your post gets. It does not come from how many people share it or how many people comment or how many people view it. I don't care how many people view this. I hope it reaches just one person. Just one person. I hope this helps to realize, to open your eyes to things. Guys, I want you to watch this. I want you to really take it in and look at yourself and see, do I need to work on my self-worth? Do I need to love myself? Do I need to pull that thought of worthiness? Do I need to remove that from achievement or from what other people think of me? Because truly, worthiness is just you. It's intrinsic. It comes from you. It is not extrinsic. It does not come from anyone or what anyone thinks or what anyone does. Okay? Now, guys, your success as a Scentsy consultant. Your success is not being asked to present. Your success is not any of those things. Guys, it's okay to not achieve all the things. There are a lot of people that didn't earn this incentive. And your success as a business owner is not equivalent to earning an incentive trip or not. It is not equivalent to being asked to present or not. Your success as a business owner is whatever you want to define it as. There's no one person that says this is success in Scentsy. You determine what you want out of your business. The same way that your people do. Think about the hobbyists. Their success with Scentsy, they're happy if they get a party to cash in on. They're happy if they make one sale. That's success to them. Success to me, it looks different. Maybe I'm perfectly happy with the 2,000 PRV month. I'm more than happy with that. And then there's other people who to them, success is 8,000 PRV a month. It's different for every person. So you define what you think success is for your business. Okay? And then if you don't always make it happen, give yourself grace. It is okay if you don't earn an incentive trip. Because you know what you did? Instead of earning that trip this year, you probably had a lot of stuff going on, right? You probably had life happen. And life is always going to happen. And maybe instead of hustling to earn that trip, you took care of your family. Or you worked on yourself. Or you just survived. Because that's enough. And again, your worthiness, your success is not determined by any sort of trip, any accolade, any award. If you don't earn annual sales excellence, you could still be successful in your eyes, in your business, because you define that success. Just because you earned annual sales 1 year and you never hit again does not mean you're a failure. Even if you hit annual mentor 1 year and never hit it again, does not mean you're a failure and that you have to hit that every year. Guys, again, when you work on your worthiness, you learn these things. The more that you feel worthy here, the less power all of those other things have on you. Guys, I need you to accept it. I need you to say it, but I need you to believe it. Just saying it is not enough. I listened to a podcast on my way home from my Columbus World Tour, and it was by Bob Heilig. I am going to link you with both of those in the comments. I want you to listen to both of those podcasts. Work through them, push through them. I promise it's going to give you things that's going to really change your perspective if you are open-minded enough and willing to learn and change that perspective. So, listening to Bob Heilig, he shares about this girl that's been, she's a 6-figure business, okay? I'm assuming she's in direct sales. 6-figure business. She recruited lots of people. She earned all of the trips. She was a top performer, but whatever. She had limiting beliefs. She, in her core, did not believe in herself. And she did all of the actions. She did all of the right things that Bob wrote about in his courses. And she still was not where she wanted to be. She was plateaued, like so many people in Scentsy are right now, myself included. I've been plateaued for the last 3 years, okay? I have gotten to that point 3 years ago, and I've been there since. Consistency, I was happy about that, but I've plateaued. And you know what changed for her? She finally put in the work with herself, and she achieved believing in herself. She actually believed in herself. She didn't just say it, she believed it. So listen to that podcast. Listen to both of them. And my friends, I love you. I want you to know that I love you. You are worthy for exactly who you are without changing a single thing. No matter what your business looks like, no matter what your body looks like, no matter what your life looks like, no matter what your home life looks like, none of it. You are worthy. That's unwavering. You are loved. You are enough. You are accepted. And you belong here, and you deserve to feel really good and to work on yourself so that you have these good things. I'm giving you all this, my friends. I am sweating like a pig right now because I got the passion sweats. Whew! I came in hot, and I just want you to know that all of this comes to show because I love you, and I've discovered this, and I want to share that gift with you because you deserve it. And I want you to then take this gift, and I want you to throw it to someone else, and I want you to help somebody else to learn their worthiness, to learn that achieving something or not achieving something does not impact you. You guys are amazing, and I love you so very much. If you need anything, shoot me a message. I'm not joking. Let me know, and I'm here for you. You got this.